and welcome to another episode of Dream Home Cooking. Today I am going to make chicken tetrazzini with some roasted broccoli, some orange glazed carrots, and then for dessert I have a butterfinger cake that is out of this world. So I'm going to start with the chicken tetrazzini, and what you want to do is melt a stick of butter into a heavy saucepan like this. So now I have a half a cup of flour. So I'm not going to dump all this in there at once. I'm just going to gradually add a couple tablespoons at a time, and I'm going to whisk it. So we want to gradually get this flour broken down into the butter. All right, and that was the last of it. That was a half a cup. And then once you see that the flour is nice and broken down, we're going to gradually start adding our liquids. So the first thing I'm going to add is some chicken broth. This is 1 can of chicken broth. All right, so that is all of the chicken broth. And you can really see it start to thicken. So once the chicken broth is broken down into that, I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of dry white wine, such as a Chardonnay. You don't want to use a sweet wine. And if you choose not to use the wine, you can just substitute chicken broth for the wine. All right, so here's a 1/3 cup of Chardonnay. Okay, and now comes the good part. 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. And I'm just going to gradually add it, about a half a carton at a time. Okay. So what we're going to do, at this point now, I'm going to slowly stir in this, and then I'm going to stand over this for 7 minutes over a low heat, just constantly stirring it, and then that's going to make a wonderful sauce. That's the base of this dish. And now while this is thickening, I'm going to add some seasonings. There are, there's a teaspoon each of salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Okay, so I'm just going to stand here and whisk this for the next 6 to 7 minutes, and then you guys will see what it looks like after. Okay, so it's been exactly 7 minutes. It's nice and thickened. It smells delicious. So now I'm just going to turn the heat off. At this point, just want to turn it off. So I have 8 ounces of spaghetti noodles. You can use angel hair pasta, or I like the thin noodles. So that's what I have, and I've already boiled them. So now I am going, well, I'll tell you what, before I do that, I want to go ahead and add this cheese. This is a half a cup of Parmesan cheese, the freshly grated Parmesan. And then I have 3 cups of cooked chicken. These are just chicken tenders that I boiled for about 40 minutes on real low, so they're nice and tender, and you can shred them or chop them. You can also use a rotisserie chicken from a grocery store's deli. That's always got good flavor too. All right, so that's 3 cups of chicken. Then the last thing I'm gonna do is add the 8 ounces of pasta. You want to make sure that you stir this and coat all the pasta. I can't wait for you guys to try this. This is a meal that is delicious. I've made it a lot for company, and like I said earlier, for new mamas or somebody who's had surgery. Anybody like that appreciates a home-cooked meal. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do is just put this in a 13x9 baking dish, and I did coat it with a little cooking spray just for extra insurance. And I'm just going to pour it into this pan. And you want to make sure that you do use 8 ounces of pasta, not 16, because you won't have enough sauce. We are keeping our grand dog, Bentley, and he is so excited, he barks every time he sees somebody out the window. And then my dogs start barking, so if you hear it, that's what it is. And hopefully you guys will get to meet Bentley at the end of the show. All right, so I moved some pots and pans out of the way while the dogs were having their barking fit, so we're going to continue. The last step in this, after I poured it into the casserole dish, this is 2 tablespoons of butter and a half a cup of Italian breadcrumbs. This is just a great little finish flavoring on top of the casserole that just gives it a nice extra little touch. So what I'm doing is just barely browning the little breadcrumbs and the 2 tablespoons of butter. So it's done whenever you kind of feel that all the breadcrumbs are coated in the butter. And it's not a lot. You don't want, a whole covering of breadcrumbs, that would be too much. This is just enough so you get a little bit with each bite. So just do that process for a couple minutes. And this is something too you want to stand over and watch it so it doesn't burn, and you want to make sure it's on a low heat. Okay, so after a couple of minutes, you can see that butter is nice and melted into the breadcrumbs. Before I put this on top of the pasta, I love pepper, so I'm gonna pepper the top of this, and then I'm gonna get these breadcrumbs spread over the top of this, and then this goes in a 325 oven for just 20 to 25 minutes, basically until just everything is heated through, because everything is cooked. You just kind of want it all to gel together. So I'm gonna take a break and get this in the oven. When we come back, I am gonna show you guys how I make this Butterfinger cake.
When you select Wolde Flooring's hardwood, you don't just enhance your home, you transform it. With hundreds of beautiful, durable, hand-selected varieties that come with up to a 50-year warranty, you can count on unsurpassed beauty and proven durability that's guaranteed to stand the test of time. When you want the best flooring for your home, come to Wolde Flooring in Madison. WoldeFlooring.com, 256-325-8453.
Choosing an appliance can be complicated these days. That's why at Bob Wallace Appliance, we start by asking questions like an occasional cook or a serious chef, something just for you or an army, once a week or once a day. You see, it's not just what we know about appliances, it's what we know about you. Bob Wallace Appliance, locally owned and operated for more than 35 years. Online at BobWallaceAppliance.com.
Hey guys, come on in.
Hey Troy.
Yeah, let me show you around.
Wow.
You know, as the Acme Brick spokesperson, I get paid in brick. All the brick I want. Solid. What? Too much? To get Acme Brick quality, look for the Acme name. And here's the guest room. Hope you like a firm mattress.
You know, years ago, we researched different cabinet companies. Wellborn was the cabinet company that we decided to go with. Wellborn has a lot of your custom style building like we did in the local cabinet shops years ago. You just can't go wrong with a product like that with Wellborn. On top of that, Wellborn has researchers that are out in the market every day. Their job is to see what's current in the market, what's selling, and what their dealers need to be showing in their showroom. So come out, let me help you design your kitchen with Wellborn products.
Okay, we are back, and I've got two things going on at once here. I'm gonna go ahead and get these carrots boiling. This is for the orange glazed carrots. I've got 2 cups of good orange juice that has been boiling. I'm gonna pour in a pound of these little baby carrots, and I'm just gonna boil these for about 15 to 20 minutes or until they're tender. And then I'll show you guys the next step with that after they boil. But while these are cooking, I'm gonna show you guys how I make my Butterfinger cake. Hey Bentley, there's my little grand dog. I don't know if y'all can see him. He's precious. Okay, so this Butterfinger cake is out of this world. My friend shared this recipe with me probably 20 years ago. I had it at her house and I said, girl, you gotta give me this recipe. And she did, and it's so easy. It's 1 cake mix, a yellow cake mix. Just bake it according to directions on the box. Take it out of the oven, let it cool, and then you're gonna take a wooden spoon and we're just gonna punch little holes all around the cake. And this is because we are going to pour a heavenly mixture of condensed milk and caramel sauce into these little holes. So it'll sink all down into the cake. And of course, this is one of those cakes that's really better the next day after everything kind of marinates in there. But around here, between my producer and Mike, I don't think it'll make it till tomorrow. All right, so you wanna do a generous amount of holes on there. So then the next step is I've already poured a can of condensed milk, and make sure it's condensed, not the evaporated milk. So I poured that into this measuring cup. This is a 22-ounce container of the caramel syrup, but I'm not gonna use all of it. You're gonna use all but about 6 ounces of it, so just kind of eyeball it. And we're gonna save a little bit at the end to drizzle it on top of the cake. But just take a whisk, and you just wanna get that in there. Stir it up, let it mix all together. All right, so let me get some of that off of there. Okay, so now I'm just gonna evenly pour the caramel over the cake. And the cake is still warm, so it's not, you know, you don't want it right out of the oven, but it's still warm, so this ooey gooiness will be really good. And you can go side to side, then across. Just make sure you try to get it as evenly as you can. And needless to say, this is a rich cake. It's good with a big old glass of milk. Okay, so in this Ziploc bag, I have 5 regular size Butterfinger candies. Okay, so just take and sprinkle as evenly as you can over the cake. This is one of my favorite candies, so that's why I'm so partial to this cake. I love Butterfingers. Okay, so the next step is to take a container of Cool Whip, and we're just gonna spread this Cool Whip evenly over the top. I'm just gonna dump it all in the middle and then work from there. Okay, so just try to seal the edges if you can with the Cool Whip. And there's no fanciness about this. It's okay if some of the Butterfingers pop through, because I'm gonna put some on top of here anyway. Okay, so after you get the Cool Whip spread on there, then I'm gonna go one more round. I saved about 1/4 of the crushed Butterfingers, and then I'm just gonna sprinkle it over the top. And even though it's a messy look, I think it's kind of pretty. Okay, so that's the Butterfingers. Then you can take your little bit of caramel sauce that's left and just kind of drizzle over the top. You go one way and then the other. All right, so I'm gonna pop this in the fridge, and when we come back, I'm gonna show you guys how I finish up these carrots and the roasted broccoli.
Since 1983, individuals and businesses in Alabama have relied on Wolf, Jones, Wolf, Hancock, Daniel, and South for their legal representation. Our experienced attorneys offer high-quality legal counsel in commercial law, real estate, and personal injury litigation. So if you need an attorney, hire the best attorney you can. Call the experienced North Alabama attorneys at Wolf, Jones, Wolf, Hancock, Daniel, and South to arrange your initial consultation, because we're dedicated to setting the standard for legal services.
In choosing a contractor in today's market, you know, finding someone that is going to take care of you and make sure that you're happy with their product, with the quality, it's not an easy task today. The most important thing to me is doing what you say you're going to do, taking care of the customer, installing a product that is superior. My motto is call the lady with a team you can trust, and I feel confident that we are a team that you can trust.
My father started this business in 1977. The people that work for us is part of what sets us apart. All of our employees have experience. All of our plumbers have been with us for 10 years or greater. Our motto at Dean & Son is quality and service. We're going to do quality work. We don't leave people hanging. We're there when we're supposed to be. We're done when we're supposed to be. Living up to what you sell and service them after they pay you, that's where your integrity in the plumbing business comes.
Dean & Son Plumbing Company. Call today at 518-9780.
Hey guys, I wanted to let y'all know, about a year ago, me and Bruce Stone started a new company called Stonewood Homes. And Stonewood is a little different business plan than Woodland Homes, because Stonewood is a scattered lot home builder, which means if you have a lot and you're looking for a builder, Stonewood is the answer. So if you own a home site or you're looking at building a custom home, give us a call at 830-9000 and let's start building.
Okay, we're back, and now the carrots boiled for about 15 minutes. It takes a little bit for them to get tender. Some people like them with a little crunch left to them, but I like them a little more tender. So after you drain the orange juice off, it's gonna look yucky, this pan, but that's just the pulp from the orange juice. I put 2 tablespoons of butter in there, and then 2 teaspoons of sugar, white sugar, and then this is a 1/2 cup of orange marmalade. When I make these carrots for someone who says they don't eat carrots, they will always like them just because they're really sweet and delicious. So this is another just really easy side dish to serve. And you can do this with anything, grilled chicken, you know, beef, what have you. So now I'm just gonna have it on low until that butter melts. And then I'll give it one more little stir before I serve it. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys, this is so simple, and this is another great, actually healthy side dish. I've got a pound of broccoli, just broccoli florets, and then I'm just gonna put a little olive oil. I have found this with pretty much any vegetable. If you roast it in the oven, it just takes on a whole different flavor, and it is delicious. I mean, cauliflower, potatoes, carrots even, anything. Then I'm gonna put some pepper, just some coarse ground black pepper. And then I've got a little garlic salt, not a lot because we don't want it to be too salty, but I like the little hint of garlic in it. Okay, so there's the garlic salt. So that's done, and then this goes in a 375 oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. You just want to watch it. You don't want it to get too crunchy, but I do like it to, it'll brown and crisp up a little bit. So that's gonna go in the oven. So our community this week is Inspiration, and I tell you, if you guys haven't been up to see Inspiration on Green Mountain, there is so much going on up there. We've got 2 communities up there. Inspiration is incredible. They've got a fantastic lodge with a beautiful swimming pool, tennis courts, basketball courts. There are 3 beautiful, fully furnished model homes up there. We've got the nature trail, the land trust trail. It's just a plethora of activities to just play outside and just enjoy the views, and the air quality even feels better up there. So I just encourage you guys to go out and take a look at Inspiration. They're open 7 days a week, and I know when Mike gets back, he will tell you guys much more about the community. So I'm gonna get this broccoli in the oven, roast it, and when Mike gets here, we're gonna eat all this delicious food.
Yeah, we started at Woodmill Trace was our first woodland home, and it was a town home that had 220 other homes there, and we enjoyed it. It was wonderful, and then we decided to travel, and we traveled for about 2.5 years in an RV. So when we got back last year, we all sat down and started coming up with ideas of a plan. And by going into one of the communities that was already existing, we saw a house or a plan called the Homewood. And the house that we're in today is called the Homewood, which is 2,400 square feet with an oversized double garage and many, many amenities. And the difference is, in the townhome, we had an upstairs area that would lend itself that you would go there daily. And today we have everything all together at 2,400 square feet on one area, one floor. Great. So that's been a tremendous asset to me. And plus we have a great yard. And when you travel 2.5 years in an RV, you don't necessarily have a great yard. You have different yards all the time. So it's really difficult to say that, well, we're sitting outside and seeing these beautiful trees, birds, squirrels, and whatever. And now we're able to enjoy that. So in addition to loving the house that we're in, we're able to spend a lot of time outside enjoying the outdoors.
Yes, and I think too, and I know you would agree with this, Bill, we're not spring chickens anymore. And the thought of building a home actually scared the 2 of us, and we were thinking, I don't know if we want to go through this again. So we met with, of course, Woodland Homes and decided on a plan, and we decided to go for it. And I'm going to tell you something, Woodland Homes has it going on. Anyone at any age should feel comfortable to build a home with Woodland Homes. They have simplified the process to the point where when you walk in, you actually take one full day and go in and meet with the designers, and they take you through the design center. You pick your interior, your exterior colors, you pick your flooring, your everything from the floor up, granite, whatever, excluding the lighting. That would be on the second day. And we were done, and they fed us lunch in the process. We were treated like royalty. It was amazing. We had a great time, and Christina, of course, was just coming on board then, and we were her first client, so she walked us through the process too, and it was just a great moment. But once we did that, we were completely done, and could turn around and say, wow, now all they have to do is build it. So.
Yeah, along that point, I think that's a big thing, and my thanks to Mike Friday at Woodland Homes is that we never had to get involved again with the construction. And we were asked many times to come up and see some new innovations that they were doing. For an example, in our kitchen, we actually have windows with shelves, which is kind of unique. So we get a lot of light in our kitchen, and we're enjoying that. Also, we've had shelves built into columns that we can use to put knickknacks and things like that. And then the showers have come a long ways from when our first house. Now we have a complete glass enclosure, separate shower that's large enough for me to get into.
And zero entry too.
Zero entry. And then we have a nice, wonderful Whirlpool tub. And then there's many other features, including moldings and all the new type flooring, which is so important because it's all waterproof now, and it's just no maintenance, and it's just everything that you could ask for. So my thanks goes to Woodland Homes, and what a quality job with the moldings and everything that they've done.
Yeah, we love our new home. It's awesome.
If you're looking to remodel or build your dream home, it all starts at the Dream Studio by Woodland Homes. At Woodland Homes Dream Studio, you'll work with seasoned professionals dedicated to providing you with the very best, whether you're starting from scratch or remodeling. And with thousands of selections to choose from, the Dream Studio offers everything you need at the absolute highest quality, all under one roof. The Dream Studio by Woodland Homes. Live your dream. Call 830-9000 today.
We're back, and I have got Mike in the kitchen with me.
Yes.
So you smell like you've been digging in the dirt.
Yeah, I started a new company a couple weeks ago called Mad Dog Excavation. So
yep,
so we're
exciting.
we're gonna start putting in roads and streets for some of our communities.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just getting started small.
Well, everybody's so busy in this crazy market. He had to just go, you know what? I'm just going to get my own equipment and get some guys, and so that's a good thing.
Sometimes if you want it done, you got to do it yourself. So
that's right. I love your entrepreneurial skills.
I hear you.
Well, I know you're hungry because when you work outside, you're hungrier.
Yeah, so tell us what we're having.
Yeah, so this is just the good old chicken tetrazzini that back in the day when all our friends were having babies, I was cranking them out left and right, bringing them to friends.
Great.
Yeah, and then
roasted broccoli
and then my sweet orange glazed carrots. And I don't know if you remember this cake. E.M. Hudson gave us this recipe years ago.
Peanut butter.
It's Butterfinger cake. It's
cake.
so easy and it is so delicious. You guys have to try this. Yeah,
all looks
it is
good.
good.
All smells
Thank you.
good.
So it has been quite a day with our sweet little grand dog Bentley. Come here, Bentley. Come here.
Yeah, we're babysitting.
He has just barked at everybody passing by. But we've had fun with him. And anyway, so he made his little dream home cooking debut. So the community of the week is Inspiration.
Yep.
And I was telling the viewers a little bit about that. There's just so much going on Green Mountain. It's exciting and it's beautiful. And
you know, it's we keep on saying this, but I mean, I had a homeowner that moved up here, and I met him, and he goes, you know something? He goes, we went up there and we looked at Inspiration. We absolutely fell in love with it. And he goes, you know, and we've been here for about 2 months thus far, and he goes, this is truly, I feel like the most special place in Huntsville.
It really is.
And I said, we feel exactly the same way. But unless you just come up here and experience it, you're not going to know what everybody is talking about as far as mountain living goes.
It's such a plethora of activities. When we came back into town Sunday afternoon, I drove in from the backside of the mountain, and where that land trust is, the trail. There were cars, the parking lot was full. They had cars on the side of the road. I mean, you probably saw it because you were behind me, but it was insane. And people just love having that kind of activity readily available to take their dogs, their
Yeah.
kids, their spouses, and
that's I know we're talking about inspiration, but I kind of all look at this together because when you look at the preserve, what Melissa's talking about is to the south of the preserve is the land trust property, which is all kind of walking trails and mountain bike trails. And then to the north of the preserve, you've got the nature trail, which is a beautiful, beautiful, big, huge lake, walking trails around it. And so you can go, all right, which way do which part of nature do we want to go visit today? The land trust or the nature trail? So, people just love it up here. And, and the thing about it is there are the appreciation with the property values are crazy.
Yes,
We've had a couple of resales up here and they have just sold like that. So, any time that you invest in real estate, you're going to want to invest somewhere to where you can, get appreciation and be able to get good resale value. And, and that's what we deliver up here on the mountain. I mean, we deliver a lot of value, great wooded home sites, great community. Of course, we got the lodge, a huge facility with a big, huge swimming pool, a big gym. It's got a big entertainment gathering room there as well. And tennis courts, basketball courts. And so the lodge kind of services a central clubhouse for all the communities that we're building up here on top of the mountain. So there's a lot to offer up here.
And the views, let's not forget the views on the Bluff Lots are spectacular. They really, really are.
Absolutely.
It rivals the beach to me.
Well, it's peaceful.
Yes, I think that's what it is. It's the tranquility and the peacefulness of it.
And everybody in the community gets to experience that because we've set aside an acre lot right on the bluff with the overlook cabana. But anyway, for more information, give us a call at 830-9000. You can log on to our website, woodlandhomes.com. You can start there by doing your homework there. And also on our website, you can
find recipes at woodlandhomes.com as well as our Dream Home Facebook page.
Yeah. And so anyway, come out and see us. Our models are open 7 days a week up here on the mountain, or any of our communities, our models are open. And so we've been doing this now, been members of the Home Builders Association since 1987. So 32 years we've been doing this. We're a builder that you can trust. So give us a call, come see us, give us an opportunity to build your next dream home.
Y'all and as always, our sponsors, we always want to give a big shout out and thank you to them as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's eat.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Bentley, this is your time to shine. You're going to be on Dream Home Cooking. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Bentley, high five. Good boy. That's a good boy. Bentley, shake. That's a good boy. Cooney, you get one for being cute.